Welcome back to the show. Well, we go from craft beer to talking a little coffee. And I don't know if you realize, but we're very fortunate in Ottawa. The coffee scene and really artisan coffees, that the scene has absolutely exploded here. And some organizations like my next guest have come up with some innovative ideas on what to do with this explosion of artisan coffee. So I'm joined by Scott Vetter. He's the lead caffeinator, first of all, and with Community Blend Coffee and from the Rotary Club Ottawa South. Welcome, Scott. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Derek.
Let's talk about the Rotary Club. Your Rotary Club in particular, for those that aren't familiar with the great work that you do, tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So Rotary is a huge international organization. It's a service club that's been around for over 100 years. Locally, we've got over 10 clubs in the Ottawa area. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Ottawa South. And it's the same everywhere. We're like any service club, we're involved in community projects and helping out both locally and internationally. Rotary is one of the main organizations that started the UN. We're one of the big organizations behind the polio vaccine and helping eradicate polio. So Rotary's done a lot of awesome things on a huge scale, but it's also people in their own community cleaning things up and volunteering and doing all sorts of things. So it's a lot of great things.
Scott, what brought you to Rotary?
I guess just sort of helping out. I've always been involved as a volunteer doing things, and about 15 or so years ago, one of my clients who was a Rotary member said, "Hey, come to a meeting, see what it's about."
Right.
I did, and I've been there ever since.
And I guess it's a great way to socialize as well, right? I mean, becoming a member of a Rotary Club really becomes part of your social life, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Derek. There's a big social component. I mean, a lot of Rotarians feel it's a great way to get together and do good and have fun. And we do have a lot of fun. There are often weekly meetings involved too, so there is a social combat. And you sort of segued nicely into sort of one of the reasons that this coffee came about is with COVID, that social aspect and getting together just disappeared.
Right.
And like any service club, any organization doing good in the community, funds are important, and they were always tied to events. We'd have a golf tournament that did very well, but of course we couldn't do that for a couple of years.
Right.
So David Goff, our president, thought, well, what can we be doing to be raising funds? And he happened to, and through his business, because everyone in Rotary is a volunteer, through his business, he was doing work with Happy Goat, and he thought, what if we sold coffee? The beautiful thing about coffee is that most households are drinking it every day.
Yeah.
It doesn't rely on an event. It doesn't matter what the weather is or what the time of year. So they could be buying coffee on an ongoing basis. So not only can it replace an event, but it become a year-round ongoing fundraiser.
Well, and what a great business to approach. I mean, Happy Goat, perhaps people at home can correct me if I'm wrong, but they were one of the first here in Ottawa. I mean, really to open up this idea of roasting, here locally instead of, importing it, and what a great success story they've been.
Yeah, Henry Assad, the owner, he's been very, very, very good to us, and Happy Goat is quite a success story in Ottawa. I think they've got about 13 locations now. They do all the roasting. Of course, they do import their beans, but they do all their roasting.
We haven't managed to grow it here in Canada yet.
No, we don't quite have the climate for that. But they did, and for us, what they did is Dr. Hans Jürgen Logenbaum and Josh Greenwald, they're roasters, and Hans, our senior roaster, has been involved with Happy Goat since the beginning, I understand. They created a new blend just for us.
Really?
So they didn't take one of their existing blends and say, sure, we can put a name on it for you, and you can use it as a fundraiser. They actually created a new blend so Community Blend is totally unique. You can get it at some Happy Goat locations, but it's used as a fundraiser. And the wonderful thing is that not only is our Rotary Club using it, but we've approached other Rotary clubs, and even now some schools are interested, other service clubs, sports associations, essentially any nonprofit looking at a novel and ongoing way to raise funds. could be selling community blend coffee.
So how would you describe this blend to people?
Delicious.
Oh, delicious. Okay, that's all you need to know.
They did a great job. It's a medium roast.
Okay.
So it's very approachable. It has a lot going on, a lot of flavor. I like to drink it black because you get so much more flavor, but a lot of people do make their own double with it and put in their cream and sugar. But it is a delicious coffee that's a medium roast, so that really any coffee drinker should appreciate it, and many coffee drinkers will love it.
Yeah, it sounds very approachable.
Yes.
Right, which is great. You brought in a little thing of beans here, and that for a specific reason for our viewers at home, right?
For the viewers at home, there's a contest, and I don't know if anyone's able to zoom in on this.
I'm gonna hold this up to Stephanie's camera here. Yeah, here we go.
So it's a jar of beans, and there's some green beans in there.
Okay.
And whoever can guess or is the closest to how many green beans there are will win a wonderful package of some a Rotary coffee mug and a Rotary sculpted coffee serving, and of course some Happy Goat community blend coffee.
And as Scott said, just the green beans.
Just
so you
the
can
green
see
beans.
them, right? Every now and then. There's one right there. There's another there.
And now the green bean, actually, it almost doubles in size during its roasting.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
just a hint, there are probably a lot more green beans in there than you suspect.
Okay.
But,
And to enter the contest, they just need to contact you at the Rotary Club Ottawa South, right?
Yes, at info@rotaryottawasouth.ca.
Do you see yourselves expanding on this kind of concept and working with?
Well, and it is expanding. That's a great question, Derek, because it is. At first we saw it as a fundraiser for ourselves, but now it's a fundraiser that other Rotary clubs and even other nonprofits. So there is a website that we put up, communityblend.coffee. We are starting to put what we call stories on there, so organizations that start selling the coffee will promote them and what they're raising money for. So we do see it as actually a real community movement, as a way that many different groups can be earning funds for their projects.
Maybe you'll have a community blend craft beer one day.
Well, yeah, I'll have to follow up with Mark.
I'm just throwing it out there, Scott. Just an idea. Scott, really appreciate your time today. Thanks
you
so
very
much for
much,
joining us. Communityblend.coffee, of course, to find out more information. And for the Rotary Club, it's rotaryottawasouth.ca. We'll be right back.